Good morning, everybody. This is Karen Thixton coming to you from Indianapolis, Indiana at Butler University. Thank you for joining us today for part 2 of our Business Planning for the Independent Music Teacher seminar. Part 1 was last month. Hopefully you had a chance to watch it live or on replay, but if not, that's just fine because it's still there on the members only part of the MTNA website. And most of what I'll talk about today is not dependent on having seen part 1. Today's webinar will also be recorded and archived on the members only page of the MTNA website. And we will have time for questions at the end. Generally, I'll ask that you wait till the end, but if there's something that you feel especially relevant, please feel free to go ahead and ask questions along the way. After today's webinar, at some point, probably early next week, MTNA will also email you the PowerPoint as well as the handouts that I'll reference during the webinar. I'm now going to switch over to a PowerPoint, so that might take a few seconds. Don't worry if you lose me for a minute. Well, it looks okay. So hopefully you now see a PowerPoint on your screen, and I am in the bottom right-hand corner. So a few thoughts as we get started here. Please remember, I am not a lawyer. I am not an accountant. And it really takes a village to run a business. Please use professionals for those many areas that I've listed, things like legal and tax and IT, marketing. Those are people who are experts in those areas and are invaluable to helping you run your business. We don't run our businesses in isolation. In case you're not familiar, I did want to share briefly that my teaching background is fairly diverse. I've had a home studio for a long, long time. I've traveled to students' homes. I've taught in a for-profit piano academy. I'm currently adjunct faculty in pedagogy at Butler University. And since 2002, I've been director of the Butler Community Arts School, which is unique in that most of our instructors are college students. So every year I mentor over 100 college students who are teaching private lessons, group classes, and summer camps. Now, because this is a business planning session, I thought you might also want to know that I do have some background in business mixed in with my teaching over the years. Undergrad and graduate work in economics and an MBA. I've worked I've worked as an economist before. I've worked as an operations manager, currently writing the It's All Your Business column for the American Music Teacher, and I've also survived a tax audit. So our topic today is Business Planning for the Independent Music Teacher, Part 2, which includes topics like marketing, recruiting, rates, policies, taxes, insurance, professional development, and professionalism. Honestly, we won't get through all of those today. I don't believe. I will do my best. We'll get through as much as possible, and hopefully at some point I can come back if we don't get through everything. Who is this webinar for? Well, as I mentioned, I work mostly with young professionals and college students. So some of my remarks will be biased towards those teachers. That's just the nature of my perspective. But business planning is relevant for all teachers, all points of your careers, including those who are changing careers, maybe switching from something else into teaching. That was certainly me at one point. Maybe you're moving to a new location. Maybe you want to expand. Maybe you want to change the format of your studio. Maybe you're nearing retirement and trying to plan succession for your students. We all have business needs. I'd like to revisit one topic from part 1 because there were questions about teaching philosophy and how to write a teaching philosophy statement. And this is one of the important things I always suggest teachers do before you set up other things in your studio, like the studio policy and the procedures that you're going to follow. Because your teaching philosophy is really what you are, what you believe, what your core values are, what you do not want to compromise. It covers who, when, what, why, where, and how you teach. So, to help you with that, the handout that we will email to you, and it will also be archived on the MTNA website with the members only stuff about this webinar. There are two really good articles from the American Music Teacher about what is your teaching philosophy. And both of these articles include remarks from several teachers who have written their philosophy statement and have insight into what it should include. And then I'd also would mention that the MTNA certification process is a great resource for teaching philosophy statements. It's one of the requirements of being certified.